I decided Jeff, sit beside Jeff and learn from the coach and the mentor, the amazing Jeff. And I've been writing down some things on paper. These things I write down on paper, I read them every day. And every day those things are starting to come true.
Yeah.
It is that simple. It's not, it works for one person, doesn't work for the other. It's an energy that we create when we write it, and then every day I read those declarations out loud. So I just telling myself where I really want to be. And then in a month from now, I don't forget where I really wanted to be a month ago because I'm in a different position a month later. So I'm always reading those declarations. Now for the first 6 months, I kind of tweaked them up and down and made them a little different than the first ones I wrote. But now for the past 6 months, I've been reading those declarations. And one of those declarations was to speak from the stage with the power of Tony Robbins or Jeff Fagin. And today marks that declaration happening. I've done other stuff with Jeff where I just introduced him as a crowd. Today I'm here by myself without Jeff, and this is awesome for me. Yesterday I got a phone call, or pardon me, a text message from a friend of mine. He wants me to be the spokesperson for their company. And I was just like, this isn't even something I talked about. Isn't it crazy? So what I'm trying to say is a year ago, I wouldn't have said that to you about write these declarations down. Write this stuff down. Think about it. Put it on paper. Every single day. Well, don't put it on paper. I put it on my phone. So every single day, wherever I'm at, I get to go through my declarations once or twice and remind myself of things like I speak from the stage with the power of Tony Robbins or Jeff Fagin. I stop my mind for it. That's another one that because, man, I'm driving down the road now. When that guy cuts me off, and I go, oh. What did Jeff say? I stopped the mind. Not a big deal. Who cares? Let him go. Thanks for sharing. I'll pass, right? All right. And the reason why that works, I think, is because everything's energy. So as you're putting it out. So when I'm reading it, I see it, I hear it, I feel it. Everything's good. But how the heck did my buddy, Andy, who never even saw me talking about people, all of a sudden reach out from the clear blue and say, like, be a spokesperson for their company. That's the energy that's created by reading those declarations out loud. I mean, that's just my take on that. Okay, we're gonna have 3 people up here today speaking to you, teaching you guys some stuff that we haven't learned. So we gotta be quiet, no sidebar conversations. We're a small group, we all understand that, but it's just something we gotta go through. No sidebar conversations. Each person's gonna have 25 minutes up here. I've told all the speakers, and I'm just letting you guys know the same thing. Halfway through, I'm going to let them know they're half, then I'm going to let them know 5 minutes, 1 minute, and then I'm going to ask them to shut things down. So I'm not being, I'm just keeping everything going, and I'm just doing exactly as Jeff would like, because we have to do, this is his stage, so we have to do him as he asks us. Please pay full attention to the speaker on stage. It's a challenge being up here, and now that I'm up here, I'm learning how much it is to think about everything you're saying. It's just so much work and whatnot. So just be courteous. When they're finished, let's give them a standing ovation. Let's give them high fives. Let's make their world feel awesome, because that's what it's all about, is helping each other grow in this room today. Everybody want to play at 100%? Yeah. I think I went way too long without asking you to raise your hands. Jeff probably would have been upset. I'm glad we weren't on Facebook Live. One thing I'd like to give a big round of applause. Corey, again, let's give it up for Corey. Come on. This technically could be Corey's month off as well, but he's still here for us, and that's just says huge volumes for each and every one of us. We have a couple different people that are on our sides, and it's amazing, right? I think should have just hit something. No, sorry guys. I want to do declarations. Sorry, can you grab me that sheet of declarations right there, Robert? All right, declarations. Who has them? Everybody good? You got a neighbor? If you don't have them, let's all rise. Please, a little bit of energy. Come on. Yeah. All right. Ready? Yeah. Hand on your heart. I commit to my personal development.
I commit to my personal development.
Whatever I do at 100% or not at all.
How I do anything is how I do everything.
I say what I mean and I mean what I say.
I choose financial freedom and the lifestyle it provides. My goal is to create passive income streams. I will master the skills and mindset of business. I will never quit until I succeed. I have a millionaire mind.
To both of your neighbors, give them a high five. Tell them you have a millionaire mind.
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 Millionaire mind.
You have a millionaire mind. All right. Now I get the pleasure to introduce to you Samantha. Samantha here is a chess player. Now, when she first said it to me, I thought she said chess. Coach. And she said to me she was a chess coach, and I thought she said chest coach, and I was like, how do I become one of those? And she says, oh, that's a different, sorry, T instead of an S, so I'm sorry. Sorry, Samantha. She says she's going to teach you guys about the 3 Ps today. Tell me what those 3 Ps are, so look out. And she doesn't know how to add, and that's count, add. See, I told you everything.
Everything counts.
Everything. All right. So again, let's give Samantha a huge warm welcome and listen to what she has to say. All right.
All right, everybody, come on. Come on. I feel healthy. I feel happy. I feel terrific. That's what I grew up on. The success system that never fails. Who said that? Who wrote that?
Sure.
Anybody? Come on, who wrote? Nope, it wasn't him. Success system that never fails. Hey, he only has 74 likes on Facebook, so I understand, I feel you, okay? It was W. Clement Stone. W. Clement Stone owned this empire of an insurance company called Aon, and I was part of it. How many people have been part of a big company? I mean a corporation, huge, huge corporation, huge, even if for just a little while. Maybe you played at McDonald's. Did you ever play at McDonald's? No, you don't play at McDonald's. Is going to McDonald's and working fun? Raise your hand if you had fun at McDonald's. Eating, maybe. Hey, I had a lot of fun at McDonald's when I was able to go into those balls. Oh, my sons loved it. All those balls with all those colors. How many colors can you see on here? Raise your hand. How many colors? Come on, raise your hand. Yes, how many?
7.
Okay, 7. Anybody else? Yes.
4.
Okay, 4.
5.
Okay. Does anybody see anything else in this?
Yeah, you behind me.
Sexy, no.
Anything else? Anything else you see in
I
this?
see fingerprints.
Okay, who said fingerprints? Raise your hand. Okay, fingerprints. Now we've got something. Okay, we at Facebook land all know that everything you say has a meaning, or does it? No, it's all about your friends and your likes. If somebody like W. Clement Stone only has 74 likes, I know people that overnight they have 74,000 likes. Overnight. How does that happen? And even somebody in our 2% club, that has happened to. Okay, does anybody want to know the first P? Anybody, raise your hand. Okay, yes. I know, I'm going to have you guess. Very good guess. No, it is practice. Okay. All right, now we need somebody to ask, what is the second P?
What's the second P?
Yes.
Persistence.
Okay, very good. Persistence. Okay, that's not it? No, I already said it.
I'm sorry.
Did anybody listen?
Plums.
I already said it. If you have fun, you...
Play.
Yes! There we go! It's play. Okay, so we've got 2 so far. Now, what is the third P? Searching for the third P.
Perfection.
Oh, you are so very close. You are so very close. When you think you have what you have down and you think it's perfect, you are doing what?
Performing.
Ah, yes, she's got it. Okay, these are the 3 P's that we are focusing on today. Okay, very simple. Who practices the most? Raise your hand if you know. Raise your hand if you know. Yes. Student. Okay. Well, let's think career.
Athletes. Player.
Players. Okay, players play. Do they have fun at playing?
They can.
Is it a lot of work?
Yeah.
Do they put a lot of passion into it?
Absolutely.
Okay, so raise your hand if you want to be a player. Okay, almost everybody raised their hand for the people that can't see, okay? How about play? If play is your goal, do you have to practice? Okay, so if you practice, I think of attorneys and who else? Doctors, exactly. But if I say attorneys, is there another word for them?
Esquire.
How did you know? That's it. There's two different names for attorney and lawyer. Does anybody know why? Do they mean anything different?
Yeah. Yeah, because not every lawyer is an attorney, but every attorney is a lawyer.
And you have to pass your bar just to figure out what the difference is. For all the common people, I'm a consumer. I don't know what attorneys and lawyers do. But when it comes to performing, this is something I might know about. I was actually a DJ in the first part of my life. How many people ever went and saw a DJ at a party? Almost everybody, okay. How many people wanted to be the DJ? How many people were the DJ? Okay, so do you think there's a different position from practicing to playing to actually performing, being on stage and doing that? Raise your hand if you think there's a difference. Okay? Or do you think it's all the same? If you play, do you have to play with passion?
No.
If you practice, do you have to practice with passion? Okay. If you shoot for the moon and you fail, what are you going to hit?
Stars.
Stars. Okay, that's absolutely it. That cues me in on my little thing here. We have a friend that's going to pass this around. We want you to take one item from each of these, from the bag, and reach deep into the bag. Don't be shy with that bag. It's a woman's bag. Now, men, I know you really wanted to reach inside that bag for a long time. So now's your opportunity. Oh, how do I know anything about men?
Only men?
Men. Just men. I don't know anything about women in there. I swear, no. I know a little bit about women, but I know more about men. How many people have siblings? Raise your hand. A few, okay. How many people have brothers? Okay. Does anybody have more than 7 brothers? Okay, then I guess I win the prize on that one. I have 7 older brothers, and then ended up with 2 of my own sons. This male influence in my life has been absolutely and totally incredible. And do you think it has an impact in your life, who you're surrounded by? Raise your hand if you think it has an impact in your life. Yes. You need to have some kind of people in your life that influences you. My girlfriend lives in New York City. And even when I lived in upstate New York, in Saratoga Springs, which is why I'm wearing my pink today, for our Mary Lou Retton, this is dedicated to her because she passed away and she was Mrs. Saratoga. She was a few days ago. Yeah. So she was Mrs. Saratoga. Anybody, you walk into Saratoga and anybody knows her name. And the track, the Saratoga racetrack, is huge. What do you think about when you think of racetrack? Raise your hand. Horses. Everybody's right. Okay. So, do they practice?
Yeah.
Okay. Do horses play? Oh, horses are only allowed to play if their owners let them. So, does anybody know what a thoroughbred is? Raise your hand. Okay, so if you have a thoroughbred in your midst, what does that mean? It's a racehorse. Okay, so I'm going back to this bag, and I see somebody has taken the item that I was hoping that they would take. This is so exciting. But I noticed you did not take the awards and the stars. For some reason, this does not impress you. Right. Okay. So back to the horses. Do they perform?
Yes.
Okay. So now we're talking about horses. What about people? What do you need in your life to do any of these things? Can't everybody practice? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how much you don't know. If you practice, you will know. And the more you practice, the more will happen. It depends on your industry. I'm a chess coach. I play for a living. I used to be a DJ. I used to perform. What's the difference? I don't get as nervous in front of those little tiny kids, okay? My favorite kid is to teach is age 3. How many people ever taught a child anything ever? Raise your hand. Okay, raise your hand, raise your hand. Okay. Everybody, come on. Did you teach a kid how to brush their teeth? All right. So you know, yeah, you taught them something. And what you teach a child, they then remember and they use for the rest of their life. Correct? Is that good? Is that true? Well, it depends on what you teach them. Okay? And then if you practice, and like he was saying about the declarations, W. Clement Stone believed in declarations also. What did he believe in? He put a absolute thing in your head, in your mind, that you could remember all the time. Direct your thoughts, control your emotions, and ordain your destiny. How many people have some kind of declarations? It's that simple. Not very complicated. Raise your hand. Simple, okay? So if your declarations are simple, do you think you're going to be able to achieve them faster?
Yeah.
Yeah, why not? Okay, so back to this. If everybody practices before they play, and some people don't get to play, they just go shoot straight to perform. What is that doing in your life? If you have a whole chunk of your life that is missing play, how would you feel? Yeah. And if you're missing this, how do you fill the void? Raise your hand if you have any ideas how to fill the void. Yes. Well, to play. Okay, if you want to play, what would you do? You're throwing a party. Tell me what you do if you're throwing a party.
Oh, my kind of party, we're in the gym and we're weightlifting to some loud music, like we're going ham.
Okay, I don't know about the weightlifting part. That was the beginning of my life. And pop, you know. But music. Okay, anybody else? Can you think of, when you think of play, do you think of music? Yes. Play, music. Dance. Okay, yeah, here, I've got the dress on. Woo, you know? Is this a dancing kind of dress?
Yeah.
Why don't we dance at every step of our life? Why don't we practice dancing? Why don't we practice dancing more? Why don't we dance with each other? It's kind of hard to dance with each other looking like this. Yeah, that's really difficult. It's really difficult to dance. Oh, wait, I can't even see anything. Our whole society is changing. True or true?
True.
Okay. If our society is changing, how fast is it changing? As fast as you can blink? Maybe not yet. Close. It's getting closer every day. Does anybody hear of MIT? Raise your hand. Did anybody ever hear of ABC? Raise your hand. Okay. If I say ABC, you say? CBS. I gotcha. Okay, raise your hand if you know the third one. NBC. For years. NBC. Okay? So that depends on your room. Okay? A long time ago, there were 3 channels, 3 stations. Okay? And then there always seemed to be a PBS sort of thing. That kind of. Now is that? Or, okay. That's always good to know. I am going to thank Corey, okay, for letting us here. I'm going to say something right now about the 2% Club. If the 2% Club had not been part of my life, I feel like I would have missed out on so much. So I'm going to thank Randy right now. Randy was the one. I joined Toastmasters in November, and he invited me in May to the 2% Club. I was wondering why it took him so long, but... And we celebrated his birthday with the lei. And the lei has to do with aloha. It means hello and goodbye. I love this. I went to Hawaii when I was really young. How many people traveled outside inside the United States somewhere when they were young? Okay, how old were you?
3.
Okay, how old were you? Okay, how old were you?
About 6.
Okay, how old were you?
5. When I traveled inside the United States, I traveled to Nicaragua after I was born, so I was born in Minnesota.
A memory you can remember.
Oh, I remember I was going to North Dakota, the Mountain Shore.
Okay, so having 7 older brothers, there's a big difference. There was a big generation gap. How many people have generation gaps within their family? Like, you still have a grandma. Raise your hand if you still have a grandma or a grandpa. Okay. Now, raise your hand if you remembered your grandma or grandpa when you were 20. It changes it a little bit, okay? So what happens is, I am going to ask for some people. I need some volunteers, please. Okay, you and you, so 2. All right. And give everybody each 2.
Everybody each 2?
2.
Including myself.
Including yourself, yes.
2.
All right. What happens is, every time you enter grade, what you are figuring out about your audience, you either practice, okay, I don't know how to do this, all right, I'm just going to stumble through it, I have no idea what I'm doing, you know? Okay, so you're going to practice. And every time you do it, you're going to get a little bit better, okay? If you can make it more like play, then it's going to be more fun. How many people agree with having more fun?
Yeah.
Okay. Can anybody relate to having more fun as being happy? Yeah. So, happy, music, fun, all that kind of stuff, play. How about perform? What changes when you have to perform? What's different? Anybody raise your hand? Yes.
You have to go inside a different mindset.
A different mindset. So what happens is what is this?
Practice.
If you practice, then you can perform. Okay. But not necessarily play. If you add play into your life, how will that change your life? Do you think that would change your life? Would it change your perspective? Would you still have passion?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have to have passion when you practice? If you don't have to have passion when you practice, then are you faking it?
Yeah.
If you are going to perform, you have to practice as if it's true. True or truth?
True.
Okay. If you have to practice as if it's real, do you get more energy? Yeah. Do you feel more excited? I feel healthy. I feel happy. I feel terrific. Can you do that?
Yeah.
Everybody, stand up for a second. I feel healthy.
I feel healthy.
I feel happy.
I feel happy.
I feel terrific.
I feel terrific.
How do you feel?
Happy. Terrific.
Okay, all right, good job. All right, what I'm going to do right now is, I got my little clapper, okay? Everybody, did you get 2 cards?
Yes.
Okay, so I want you to pick one number from the card that you have, and I want you to put it up over your head. One number, well, so I can see it. There you go. Okay. All right, let's see here. All right, we've got a lot of cool numbers here. The numbers go all the way up to 75, and now, he's the winner for now. Did anybody ever do that? I'm going to put this down for now, okay? And then a week later, it's still down there, okay? That's called the for now theory, okay? For now doesn't really exist. Now, when you put something down for now, think to yourself forever. Do you want this? Not necessarily. Okay, did you grab something from the bag? Okay, where is it? Oh, I didn't instruct you to do that. See, what happens is in clarity and whatever you want done, you have to actually instruct people. When he wasn't shy.
Oh.
What you got? My son won this on a Friday night chess tournament for first place. And my son Philip, and you had some kind of connection with that, and you won this. Did anybody else pick out something like a book from my bag?
I got your book.
Oh, come on up here and trade places with Robert. Yeah, you can go back. Okay. Why do you, yes. I said, I wanted everybody.
Oh, we just understood it as just the women.
Oh no, put that thing back out here. Uh-oh.
I thought that was.
You asked, can you do that? Include the women? Okay, so there again, clarity, okay? I'm talking about men. Everybody assumes I only want the men to pick out from the bag. Oh, but it's not what I meant. How important is it when you practice to say what you mean?
Super important.
Super important. Because if you don't practice it by saying it, then you're going to forget that part. All the women now have something from the bag.
Oh, you get anything?
Nope.
Oh, I love her. Oh, you're so cool. Oh, she's plugged in. she actually picked this out of the bag. There were a lot of beautiful necklaces and stuff in the bag, but she picked the plug. I love it. It has three connections.
And I have another here too.
Okay, now the things that people didn't pick, okay, we don't have an architect in the room, because the architect definitely picked this. This is to fill all his little pencils so that he can do all his detail work. Somebody else has this. Could you come up here, please? Somebody else has one of these. Come on up here, okay? This is going to be great, because I'm going to keep urging you to come. Okay, so I'm going to give you this because you picked the other one. Okay? Nobody picked this. Oh, nobody thought this was that great. How many people have ever been to a Mardi Gras?
Yeah.
Okay, so you said yes so fast. And I would like you to come up here because you're very special to me right now. He picked something that is really close to me and something I really love. This is my brother Charlie's. I lost my brother Charlie when I was 24 years old, and he put the stones in here. And so thank you for that.
You bet. You bet.
I wouldn't be able to share that without you. Okay, so now stand right next to him, right next to my Hawaiian friend here. Okay? And the only thing left in the bag is Paris and keys. Okay? The keys were to a security box with $1 million in it.
Oh.
Sorry guys. Okay. So, can you hand me the book, please? Now I do have to ask him, were you the first one to pick from this set first?
I think it was the second.
Okay, second person. Who was the first person to pick? You were the one that was doing it. Who's the first person?
I was the first person.
Okay, so you already have one of these? Okay, you already has one of those, so it wasn't valuable. Do you have one of these?
Well, I had one, I lost it. Now I know.
Okay, you're actually the winner. You know why?
Why is that?
The cards in your hand are not the numbers that make you the winner. It is the cards that are in the book. Ooh, tricky. Okay. So what happens is when you perform, can you do a little magic? How many people put magic in any one of their presentations they've ever done in their life? Okay. Why not? Okay, a little smoke, a little mirror, a little bit of lights. You know, put a little music on if we can have some. You know? And then we're good, okay? The rest of you, you're all winners. Pat yourself on the back, and we'll have another volunteer. Who's our other volunteer? And we can just return things in the bag. And life will be so good. How many people like the 2% Club?
Woo!
How many people love Jeff?
Woo!
Okay. Jeff has got to be more heart and soul that I've met in a long time. If it wasn't for Jeff, I probably wouldn't be up here. Yes, I go to Toastmasters. Yes, I have the ability to speak for, they give me, what, 7 minutes? That kind of thing. And how many people here today had fun?
Woo!
Okay, and again, here's our little thing. Okay, our little declaration. What
1 minute.
Woohoo! That's where I like to be. Give me 5. All right, give me 5. Give me 5. All right, you guys are the best.
Great job.
Each and every one of you, if you have to speak in August, embrace it, hug it, love it. Just have fun. Keep your things real simple. You know, practice, practice, practice. Probably more than me. Yeah, who knows? Play, play, play. Make it fun. And, by all means, perform to your best ability. And do it with...
Gotcha. All right, everybody, let's give it up for Samantha. Give it up for Samantha. Big round of applause for Samantha. Thank you very much for Samantha. That was awesome. Great presentation. I love your energy. Can't wait till I can get that. So today we're second speaker. This is supposed to be David. He's running a little bit behind. So Terry's is going to speak in his spot today. He was the third speaker. We're just going to switch. I'm sorry, I don't know exactly what you were speaking on. I never got that. So I'm just going to do an intro. Here is everyone. So how many of you agree that everything that you really desire is outside of your comfort zone?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do some exercises today to help get out of your comfort zone. And I want to ask you another question. How many of you would agree that in order to be an anomaly, you must act like an anomaly? So I got that from Gary Vee. So today we're going to learn 3 ways to change your state, get into a peak emotional state, and that's physiology, focus, and language. I'll write that up here. And we're going to do some priming, which is like a breathing technique I learned from Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins is one of the top motivational speakers or performance strategists. And well, he's a billionaire now. When I first saw him, he was just a multi-millionaire. But I've gone to a seminar a few times, and a lot of what I'm going to teach today is from his seminar and his work. So we're also going to do some bioenergetics. And those will help you change your state. So number 1 is physiology. Does anyone know what I mean when I say physiology? Yes?
How you move your body.
How you move your body? Anyone want to add on to that?
Right.
I know, it's not the best spelling, but physiology. So we can exercise, we can change our breathing, we can have drugs, alcohol changes our physiology, that changes our state. So the second one is our focus. So we could either be thinking about something in the past, we could be dwelling upon something, saying the same thing over and over again. We can think about the present moment, maybe expressing gratitude in the present moment. We can think about our future, maybe something exciting is going to happen. We're going to an event, or we're going to see a friend that we haven't seen in a long time. So you're getting excited about that. So what you focus, you feel. So if you're taking notes, that's a good one to write down. Whatever I focus on, I feel. Third one is our language and the meaning that we associate to the language. So what I mean by that, if I'm saying, how could it get any worse? How could it get any worse? How many of you think that's probably going to affect my day, going to affect my energy doing it? What are some phrases what's the language that we use that we tell ourselves? Can anyone just raise your hand and I'll call on you? Some phrases that we tell ourselves. You could be positive too, yeah? I'm sorry. All right, yeah. There's a lot of people that are just apologize for no reason, you know? They just like, oh, I'm sorry, so. Okay, yep.
I'm a good person.
I'm a good person. I'm a good person. Yep.
The one I've learned recently is what's great about this.
What's great about this? What's great about this? So throughout the day, you like telling yourself that?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is how it is, and I'm satisfied. This is how it is, and I'm satisfied. How many people see others in life that they're satisfied with where they are? Not 2%ers. 2%ers, they're never satisfied. They're always going for the top. So, I'm going to quickly talk about body language. So, physiology, at this Tony Robbins seminar, there's a lot of say yes. There's music, it's like a concert, it's very rah-rah. And he has you get into the right body language. So I want you to compare someone who's confident versus someone who's depressed. So someone who's confident has their shoulders back, chest out. Someone who's depressed, what is their body language? Just shout it out there this time. Someone who's depressed, just shout out. Slumped over, crunched over. How are they breathing? Deep or shallow?
Shallow.
Okay. Are they loud or are they quiet?
Quiet.
Quiet. Okay. So in order to be a confident person, we have our physiology that has to match that. So what we're going to do, I hope everyone had their food this morning because we're going to do some breathing. And breathing is going to look like this. So it's going to open up your nasal passages. So if you need tissues right here, I got
Thank you.
I've been having a cold in the last weeks or so, so just grab it when you need. And I'm going to show you the priming technique, and we're going to do it to some music. And I'll try it here. So basically, I'll let everyone stand up, then you can sit if you'd like after I show you. So the technique is you go up with your fists, breathing in and coming down, exploding out and out your nose. So, all right, so we're going to do 20 reps when we start the music. Alright. Big money, no whammy.
No music? Does it help? Want me to sing?
I just had it earlier, that's why I feel frustrated. We did. Okay, well, we can do the first round without music. So we gotta get going. So, all right, we're gonna do 20 reps and go. So just have your eyes closed. And I want you to think about something, 3 things that you're grateful for. 3 things that you're grateful for. Just like so it could be something.
Charlie, stop. Oh shit.
Yeah, sorry. So we're silent, and now we're thinking about 3 things that we're grateful for. It could be something as small as like a water bottle, or it could be something like a person in your life that you're grateful for. It could be that special moment that you had with someone that you always go to, you remember. All right, so we're going to do some more reps. Ready? What's a moment that you could think about in your life that you're really proud of? Maybe you learned some new skill. Think of like a kid. Like how excited are they when they learn how to ride a bike? So have your eyes closed when you're at TV. Now I want you to feel the feelings of certainty. Let's say that you're about to get into a ring and you're going to fight Conor McGregor or some fighter. How certain do you need to be when you step into that ring? You need to raise your energy, super confident, just like he is. Now I want you to make a fist and just amplify that feeling. Amplify those feelings of gratitude, excitement, courage, confidence, being unstoppable. What does an extraordinary life look like? What does that look like to you? What kind of car are you driving? What kind of house do you have? Got it.
There it is. Good
Yeah.
job.
Are you spending time with your spouse? Are you spending time with your kids? All right, so I want you to open your eyes. Are you feeling different? Who feels a little different now?
Yeah.
Okay. So we can try this out. Who's ever heard Tai Chi or done Tai Chi? So there's a move called like the energy ball. So all I want you to do is try to feel your own electromagnetic wave of my body. So you have to be very, very about how your physiology is, because that's affecting everything else around you. You have to be mindful about your focus. So that's why we close our eyes and we focus on different things. That's changing how you feel. Focus on, be aware of your language that you use. Saying, I'm sorry versus I'm grateful or I feel good. That's going to affect. Alright, so how many of you felt something when you're doing the energy ball kind of thing? Alright, just 50%, maybe 60% of the room? Okay, fantastic. So just to recap, what were the 3 things you can do to change your emotional state? Not quite, but it's along the lines of the general. Yes, Robert?
Physiology, focus,
Physiology, focus, and language. Okay, fantastic. So now we're going to do some bioenergetics, and I just need a volunteer really quick. Yes. Okay. So you're just going to turn back here, and then if it's okay, I'm just going to push your back here. Okay. So for bioenergetics, we have a lot of tension that we store right here in our trapezius. So trapezius, the muscle comes down from here down to there. And then behind here is our rhomboids, and that's what connects to our scapula. So if we're hunched over, that's an easy way to tell that we need to stretch that out and get our energy going. So this next one, you can go back. What we're going to do is we're going to make sure we have enough space. And then we're going to have our arms like this. So we have like a monkey fist kind of thing that comes out, right? And we're going to do scapular retraction, so basically shorter shoulders up, back, and down. So we're in that nice point there. So if anyone bench presses goes to the gym, it should be a familiar feeling. So we're going to do forward arm circles, 30 reps. So there's this smaller movement. So you might feel some discomfort here, but we're loosening that up. So go ahead, 30 reps. And then when you've done 30 reps, go the other way. Just so I know, so I can see. So who's finished the first 30 reps? Okay, then make sure you go to the back. Now we're going to flip it over if you're on the back. Now, yeah, flip it over, supinate, and then go back. It's not a giant movement, it's a smaller movement. We're getting your shoulders back. Who's really feeling it? Make some noise.
Oh, yeah.
Sweat. When you're done doing the 30 reps, you're slugging out, put your hands down. Okay, we got 20% of the run, 40% of the run. All right, I think everyone's done. All right, just shake it out, shake it out. The next thing we're gonna do is do the same idea with the monkey fist kind of deal. We're gonna put it on our temples and bring our elbows together. So 30 reps, 1. So it's not a speed thing, it's more of like get them all the way together, get that contraction, and we're loosening it up right back here. So 30 reps. You're breathing when you're doing this. Bring the nose, shoulder, elbows together. Yep. And then when you're done with the 30, just shake it out and let me know so I can see that you're done. I got 40%, 50% of the room done. 80%. All right, shake that out. Who feels different? Sonia, you don't feel different? No? Okay. Who feels better than when they first started? So do you believe me when I say you can store a lot of tension back here?
Yeah.
So another quick tip that I do is I have a foam roller at home. I use a foam roller every single day. Does anyone foam roll? About 30, 40% of the room? Okay. I would recommend that. So the next one's going to be the breathing exercise. So basically, you're going to breathe in your nose and then out your mouth. So what you're going to do is make a fist, and I'll just demonstrate. You're going to go. Stretching in your abs, you're really feeling it. So we're going to do 7 reps and then see how we feel. Ready? So ready? Bump now in the nose. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, and just feel your body shake it out. Know how you're feeling. Does anyone do this sort of crazy stuff in the morning, or am I just doing it? Okay, I'm not doing it at all. Really, breathing. So, some sort of breathing. That's good. So just shout out, what are some of the benefits of, just doing breathing techniques? Shout it out there. Energy. Relaxation.
Release.
Release. Focus. Heart health. Getting oxygen to the brain. So every time I do a workout after the gym, I always do the arm stuff and I do some breathing stuff so I can get the nutrients into my muscles. Alright, so we're going to do 7 more reps, and for this next one, I want you to try to use your imagination. So basically, you're pulling in like a white light or a yellow light when you're expanding, and then when you're bringing it down, it's going down throughout your body into the ground. You're grounding yourself. And then when you're coming back up, it's coming back up, and then you're taking it again and bringing it through your body more like that. So if anyone's familiar with yoga practices, this is imagery is powerful. So we're going to do 7 more reps. So ready? 1, 2, 3. 3. This is number 4. Just use your imagination, getting that white light down. 5. Gathering that energy. Bring it down. 6. 7. And then having our eyes closed. And I just want you to focus on gratitude. Feel the feelings of gratitude. Some things that you can be grateful for. Make a fist and anchor in that feeling times 2. Feelings of gratitude. Knowing that throughout the day you can return to this emotion whenever you want. So if you want to take it to the next level, ask yourself this question. What's something that I can be so grateful for that it brings me to tears? Is there a moment in your life? Is there a person? So I want you to open your eyes. Does anyone feel really calm, relaxed? How many feel that if gratitude was your emotional home, your main default, that you would see things differently, life would happen differently for you?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm just going to do a quick recap, and then if we have a few minutes left, we're going to do some declarations. They're from Tony Robbins. It's basically repeat after me. So we did our physiology to change your state. Our focus, we can think about something in the present, the past, the future, changes our state. Our language, the meaning that we associate to the language can change your state. So those are tools that you can use throughout the day to keep getting yourself into that state, along with the priming, reflecting, and feeling those feelings of gratitude, excitement, and so on. So for this next one, we're going to raise your energy. We're going to do some declarations. Now all you're going to do is repeat after me. All right. Now I am the voice.
I am the voice.
Now I am the voice.
I am the voice.
Now 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 I am the voice.
2 times louder. Now I am the voice.
Now I am the voice.
I will lead, not follow.
I will lead, not follow.
I will believe, not doubt.
I will believe, not doubt.
I will create, not destroy.
I will create, not destroy.
I am a force for good.
I am a force for good.
I am a leader.
I'm a leader.
Set a new standard.
Set a new standard.
Defy the odds.
Defy the odds.
Step up.
Step up.
Step up.
Step up.
Step up.
Step up.
All right, let's give it to you. That was a great share, wasn't it?
Yes.
All right, so now we got David coming up on stage, and David's here. Yeah, I had my notes in front of me, so I did. David's here to talk to you about closing and prospecting. Let's give him a big round of applause.
Hey guys, thanks for being here. I gotta admit, this is my first time talking about sales and prospecting, but I've been number one at it everywhere I've been to, so I figured I should share my story and what I've done to be blessed. My name's David Fagin, that's how I introduced me, and I want to give a little bit about my backstory so you guys understand where I'm coming from and show you guys what works. At 17 and a half years old, the brain chemistry had finally stabilized. I had a lot of mental disorders going on. So I had no friends, and I had no real social interactions as a teen. And then I decided I wanted to learn how to communicate. The best way to do that was by going to getting sales jobs. I got fired from several sales jobs. And I sucked at talking. But what had happened was, after I got fired from a job I got in car sales, something in me clicked. Now the phones, that was where I excelled. So I then got a job cold calling, selling merchant services, which is an insanely saturated industry. And I started in a room of 50 people, and 2 years later I left that job and never went to play. And I went from there to inbound sales, and that was a different animal. I started at a large corporation, 7,000 employees, most of them in sales. And most of them in sales. And what had happened there is I took all the experience I had to climb to number one in outbound, and I hit top 1% in sales in every department I worked at that corporation. the greatest mantra you can have that will lead to way more closed deals, far more sales, higher revenues, is be the consultant to your prospect, right? You need to be their advocate. And I've got 3 reasons why you need a consultant.
Can you speak up?
Yeah, I've got no, it's okay. It's my first time speaking. So I've got 3 reasons why being the consultant will make you more money. Number 1 is what it is to be a consultant is you are the expert, right? So brush up on industry knowledge, learn the tribal knowledge, and learn what your competitors are doing and how they're servicing their customers, right? Because if you know what your competitors are doing, you know exactly what page your prospect is on because they have been talking to you, right? And if you're just talking about your product and your service, they're the ones that have to make the decision whether you're better than your competitors. If you know your competitors, then you can tell them exactly why you're a better fit for them, and they are not doing that. It's very rare to see an expert in the field. So brush up on your knowledge, learn what your competitors are doing, learn what differentiates you and makes you better. Number 2 is a lot of people have heard the term always be closing. Who here has heard always be closing? Put your ABCs right. I don't believe in that. I am not always closing. I am listening and asking the right questions so my prospect feels that they're heard and I know exactly what page my prospect is on. That's what allows me to use my knowledge to then speak to their fears and their concerns. So that's huge, right? Do not always be closing. It's annoying. They know what the hell you're doing, and it just doesn't feel good. You're going to close way more deals listening to them and then showing them the obvious choice, which is you. And I've actually got a really cool story about that. So a friend of mine is doing insanely well in Arizona real estate. He is killing. And he actually calls what he does the consulting group. So this guy goes around and he asks people who are shopping, and he gets to know where they're at, he gets to know what they're looking for in a home, and if his niche in the residential market isn't for them, he'll refer them to somebody else. Like if they're looking for a multiplex home, and it's not the homes that he has, he knows a guy in wholesaling who has that multifamily residence for them. And this, believe it or not, this practice alone has generated him tons of referrals. This guy's phone is blowing up on a daily basis. When we get lunch, he is answering 2 calls. And they're referrals from people who spoke very good of him, who weren't even his customers. He's making a killing. We're talking well over 6 figures. And number 3 is actually very counterintuitive as well. It was the same. Really just be totally authentic about the process. So a lot of times when you're selling insurance, for example, or merchant services, there are some ugly truths that you want to avoid talking about when you're making the sale. Don't do that. Talk about the ugly truths. Get it all out there before the deal, and the person will respect you for that, and you'll be differentiated from your competitors. Because they're avoiding it too. But by you addressing it and saying, hey, this is the ugly truth, this is just how things are, you need to watch out for this. Here's some advice you might want in dealing with it. My friend Sandy, he's the #1 health insurance agent in the United States. #1. And before that, he was #2 for several years in a row. What had happened was, he was trailing #1 by about 7% in sales, which was a lot, being at that level of capacity, right? He's a rookie man, so it's just insane. We have tons of customers, tons of prospects, they're closing all day, every day. He's losing by 7%. So what had happened was, he did this weekend seminar series, and the biggest takeaway from it was be someone of a sailor. Be totally honest up front every area of your life, and your life will go easier. So he tried that in sales. He told them what was wrong with their health insurance plan as it related to Obamacare, and their main demographic was seniors. His sales doubled.
Easy.
Literally, from number 2 to number 1, he was beating his number 2 by 40% in revenue.
Would you like that?
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I got something.
You okay? Water's better? Yeah.
So like, that's just an insane real life case study, right? Like, who here believes that being totally honest about the ugly truth would make you more money?
It's true.
Yeah. It feels good too. I mean, I don't know if you guys believe in God or karma or, you know, in the studies that have been done to prove that being authentic makes you more money, it just feels good. Because you're doing right by your God, doing right by karma, it's all going to come back to you. So, those were like the 3 biggest lessons I learned in closing. And I want you to think about how you can do things a little bit differently to make that work for you. Alright, and I wanted to teach you about closing before prospecting for a very specific reason. So, who here has trouble picking up the phone to go cold call people or walking into a business to talk to somebody out there? Yeah? I hesitate to as well. Now, the reason why I mentioned closing before prospecting is if you know how to close the ideal prospect that you find, you're going to be way more excited to go looking for that ideal prospect. So I really want to give you guys techniques that I've used to make a ton of money and go out there and look for the customer that's going to make you that money. And here are my 3 biggest points in prospecting. And it's really all centered around taking care of your business. You know, take care of yourself, take care of your process. Because prospecting is all about maintaining your energy. It's actually, who here has heard that enthusiasm sells? Enthusiasm is the most important thing in prospecting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't believe
I love it.
I believe that the enthusiastic person, they get pretty annoying pretty quick, right? And when I'm cold calling businesses, if I'm talking to the receptionist and I sound excited, I get hung up on in 2 seconds. You know? Like, hey, is the owner available? No. Or if I get the owner of the business on the phone, hey, if I got something to talk to you about, click. No, they don't want to deal with a salesperson. They don't like the enthusiasm. It's okay to be playful. Don't be overly enthusiastic about your pitch. So, what I do is, I keep my own energy out. Right? When you're prospecting, you're going to get hung up on, you're going to get rejections, you're going to make mistakes, and you're going to be like, oh man. You have to focus on your own energy at all times so you can maintain playfulness, so you can maintain your focus, and you can keep dialogue. Which leads into number 2, execution. That is the most important aspect in prospecting. Anybody here heard of the law of averages? Law of averages? Yeah. You've been prospecting, you've heard that. That's actually not a legitimate law in statistics.
Good.
Thank you. Yes. Yeah. So the law of averages in statistics theory is actually related to the gambler's fallacy. Yeah. So the gambler believes that, hey, you know, I've done this 100 times. If I gamble 100 times, I'm going to profit 3 times out of it. They're going to just right. No. 100 times isn't enough. Now, the law of averages stems from something that is very real in statistics and is very proven in casinos, and that is the law of large numbers. So the law of large numbers, it says that between 400 to 800 executions, you can define something as statistically possible. And what's interesting is, in my inbound calling experience over in corporate, I actually lived the law of large numbers. No lie. So the months that I got top 1% in my department were the months I was averaging 40 inbound calls per day. Alright? 40 inbound calls per day, I was top 1%. I was doing 180% of my revenue targets for the month. And if I took, instead, 30 calls 30 calls per day. I'm working 5 days a week, 4 weeks in a month. That's 20 days. 30 times 20 is 600. I'm making 600 phone calls with the same skill set. I'm doing 50% of targeted goals. I'm making 40 calls per day, 20 days a month. I'm making 800 phone calls in the month. The law of large numbers says that 800, that's when I get something that makes sense. And at 800 phone calls, I did 180% of my goals. Always over 130%. Yeah. From 600 calls to 800 calls, I was doing more than double the sales I had. And so, that's huge.
Yes.
And nobody realizes that. So when you're prospecting, when I was cold calling, I had an auto dialer running. And it would dial 300 businesses, all right, a day. And I would talk to probably 100 of those. Because the rest of them would be voicemail or busy or disconnected, right? By talking to 100 business owners per day, I guaranteed myself the #1 spot in room 50. Law of large numbers. If you're not executing large numbers, you're playing the gambler's fallacy, so you're getting lucky.
David, can I ask you a question?
Yeah?
How much more time did it take you to go from 30 calls a week, or pardon me, a day, pardon me, to 40 calls? Is it, what time frame difference do you have to put in?
You mean in terms of practice to get my skill up?
Well, no, because it takes so many times per call, right? So 30 calls a day to 40 calls a day is going to change your hours worked.
Actually,
No?
I improved my efficiency in the call.
So there you go. So then you're still putting in the same 8-hour day.
Same 8-hour day.
Okay, so
I was
that's-
not working overtime at all.
Wow.
So I was working 40 hours a week, making a killing. And it was really about, filtering the prospect and talking to my ideal prospects. Right? I wasn't wasting time on maybes. I was talking to people who were committed to further engagement. And that's huge. Like, I didn't really do this, but who here knows what a prospect is? Alright, so almost nobody. I'm gonna help you guys out. A prospect is essentially a likely customer. Okay? A prospect is a likely customer. That's why cold calling, walking into businesses, sending out mailers, it's called prospecting. Because you're not looking for buying customers. You're looking for likely customers to then close. And the close is a different statistic, right? You're only closing 40 to 60% of your likely customers. So, huge differentiator. When you're prospecting, you're looking for likely customers or qualifying. And as I discussed in closing, when you're closing, you're further qualifying and getting all their pain points and concerns addressed, so you're the obvious choice. Last lesson is, really what we just went through actually, clarity. What made prospecting easier for me was defining exactly what I was doing, which is I wasn't looking to make a sale on the first call. I was looking to find likely customers and get a commitment. The commitment could be as simple as, I'm not in front of my calendar, can I call you later today to look at my calendar, maybe set up an appointment, or they set up the appointment, right? Or they grabbed their merchant statement and they told me exactly what it said in the merchant statement that they were doing in the month, and then they asked me to call them back, right? So look for some form of commitment, even a maybe. As long as they give you a time or a day, that's commitment. That's your likely customer. So define what you're doing in prospecting, and you're gonna feel so much better about it.
Do you have any warm calls? Because all my calling right now is people I really already know. They're parents of my kids. Can you help me with that?
That's closing. So when you're talking to somebody who knows you, and did they call you?
Yeah.
No, you're calling them.
Yes.
Oh, well, you're just warm prospecting, so you're going through the same process.
Okay, so don't look at it as if they're warm.
No, but treat them as cold. Yeah, that's a huge mistake people make when dealing with warm leads. When you're dealing with warm leads, if you're comfortable with them, they're not going to like that you're comfortable with them because they're not comfortable with you. Treat them like they're cold, warm up to them, build the rapport, and then you've got yourself a prospect.
Thank you.
Totally. How much more time do I have?
A few minutes.
Okay. Does anyone want to do a Q&A with me? I'm happy to share any wisdoms I can. Like here. Yeah.
What's one of the most common objections you get, and how do you handle that?
I would say, the only deal breaker is that they don't have the money, right? If they ain't got the money to pay you, what the hell are we talking about? Number one objection besides that is they want to think about it. They still have more research to do, and that objection tells you that you didn't do your job right. If they have to think about it, then you have not answered all of their questions. Now, if they're really weird sticklers and they have a certain rule, and they say, honestly, David, you've answered all my questions. I'm happy with the price. I'm ready to move forward on it, but I like to sleep on it. If the time commitment to follow up with them, you could, hey, totally get that. I myself do the same thing. When's a good time for me to touch base with you, see what other thoughts or concerns may have arisen, or if you're ready to do the deal? Like, you want to be understanding of their process, and you want them to know that you are not just going to leave them there, you're going to also take care of any other new concerns that arise. Because oftentimes, what happens is that they need to think on it, is that the rule board, their subconscious hasn't had something to define. There's an objection that they have that you didn't uncover, and they haven't had an answer. And that's where knowing your competitors pays off. Because then you can be like, I'm not sure I need to sleep on it. It's like, okay, that's fine. I just want to, kind of review the call and how this has gone before I leave you to sleep on it. We've gone over this and why and Z. And I just want to explain, you do not want to move forward with our competitors because of X, Y, and Z. And I know that slick salesperson make you feel good about the sale, but those are often the worst deals for you. So I want you to know that you can think on it, definitely. If you speak to a competitor and hear something that doesn't make sense, feel free to reach out to me. I'll be here to answer your questions. I'll be their consultant. Will that help? Well, what objection do you get?
Well, I'm not in sales at the moment, but I got all of them. Good one for I'm not sure about this. What I usually say is, you know what? I failed. I failed to tell you all of the customer-specific benefits.
Exactly.
And then you go on and then have it.
You see how exactly what he said is exactly what I said to take ownership of?
Yep.
Your lack of doing it is perfect. And it works most of the time. Any other questions? Cool. Well,
Wrapped up.
I hope that you all learned something today and walk away and make more money because that was my goal here today.
Alright, David, thank you very much. Big round of applause to David. Thank you for sitting down. David's almost over, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you for all coming. That was some pretty awesome stuff. Anybody have any questions for any of the speakers today? Everybody good? All right, so anybody have any announcements? Jeff, did we do announcements? Go ahead. Have a show coming up.